Alright, I'm going to get back to work on the Galaxie here. I found my part for the, to mount the horn ring. That is the part number. And we'll get to changing it. There's just 3 Phillips screws hold it on, no big deal. And I got to order some stuff. I got to order a couple of these to hold that on. That's that piece I was talking about above the steering column. And so I got a whole slew of things I got to order, so I'm going to get them ordered today. And I got some other things here I'll show you. I got 2 new ashtrays, so I can replace these. That one was the one that wasn't too bad. This is the one that was rusted out. See the holes in it. So I will have new ashtrays in here. That'll be nice. There, doesn't that look good? What a difference that makes. And I got a second one for the other receptacle there. Yeah, I think I'll just leave that in there. It looks nice. So that one's done. We'll do the other one too. This must be for a different style or Euro horn ring. You can clearly see the difference. See how these holes here go straight through? So these ones don't. And that's what holds it on. This is the broken one off the original, or off this horn ring. This is the original horn ring that was on the car, and when I bought it. And so I just took the original piece off that horn ring and put it on this was an NOS one, and put it on that. And this is probably for a different year or different style, so it would screw down in that part, I guess. But yeah, those holes are totally useless, so that part does not work. Maybe they reproduce these so they're non-functioning. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't work on this car. When I got it, it said it was for this car, but obviously it's not. There we go. The horn ring is installed. I need to get the horns fixed. I think the low note or one of them's bad, but horn works. And also I have had a NOS turn signal stock that I found. The threads were messed up on it, so I straightened up the threads just so I'd have turn signal switch and make sure they work. And they're blinking in the front. You may not be able to see it in the front, but they do blink at both ends. So there we go. Everything's in working order. So now I can focus on the rest of the interior. Now, stuff adds up quick around here. I ordered all the rubber drains for the bottom of the doors here. None of them are on, so I ordered new ones. And the drains for the rocker panels, all that stuff was just shot. So I ordered them. And I also ordered, the clips this is screwed across the bottom with a piece of trim. But there's metal clips that go in these holes on the door panels, and a few of them were broken. They're like 30 cents each, so I just ordered these are what I'm ordering right here. That's what holds the door panel of the car. And I think there's 12 all total. And I think there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 that weren't completely, broke. These little ears are broken off, most of them. So that's why the door panels appeared loose when I took them off. So I ordered them. I put my battery maintainer back on it. I've been running the top and cranking the motor and running lights, and I want to keep the battery up. But anyway, I ordered a whole bunch of rubber and odds and ends. I ordered new horns. They reproduce them now, so I don't have to horse around with trying to weld brackets or do anything. I think one of the horns works. I think it's the high note that works. But if I'm replacing them, I'll just replace them as a pair, because eventually that high note's going to stop working. But everything else, just little little odds and ends to do the interior and whatnot. I ordered 2 of these to hold that in. These are $3 a piece, believe it or not. It almost makes me want to try and tap this one out and straighten it out and reuse it. But anyway, they're ordered, so there's no point in it. And I don't remember. I just ordered just a bunch of mostly that rubber seal stuff, like for the doors and rocker panels and the trunk drains, and you know, all the rubber body seals and plugs will be all brand new. I mean, you know, I'm not going to put the old stuff that's all hard or rotten or torn or damaged. That's not going back in. So I'm going to, I got to put these originally, these holes had tape over them. This one has a plug. That one, the plug's missing, so I got to get a plug for that. That's about it. Everything else I think I got to put the car back together. I think, you know, for the most part, other than when I pick up the chrome, buy a set of tires and front end alignment, I shouldn't have to dump much more money into the car. I think I've dumped about everything I need to into it. I think I'm going to install a carpet. I just got it laying out to kind of stretch out. There's the old stuff. So I'm just going to let it sit here, and it's quite nice out. So I opened up the garage. It's, I don't know, 60 some degrees out. Yeah. All right, let me get fooling around here. The rear carpet actually fits really nice. The front one, it almost seems like I got to cut maybe 1 inch off the full length of the top, so the carpet goes forward a little bit more to get these puckers out of the transmission hump there. I think what I'm going to do, though, before I cut anything, is I'm just going to let it lay here overnight on the floor and see if it, you know, maybe wedge something in there on each side of the transmission hump. But you can see, you know, this is unacceptable. That is not going to work. But I think if I can pull these tight after I trim it and screw it down, I can get that down. But it definitely needs to go forward more. So I think I'm going to have to, like I say, trim. But I think like I say, I'm just going to let it sit here overnight and see what it looks like tomorrow and horse with it some more. Just kind of big. They said that they're big and they need to be trimmed to fit. I guess it's better big than small. But yeah, this is not going to just be a drop it in and be done moment. This is going to be an all-day job fitting the carpet nice. I've already been horsing around here for probably 2 hours. So anyway, I'm just gonna, like I say, wait it out. If this is any indication, okay, you can see this crease around here, like it's supposed to go around where this brace is. And if that's any indication, I'm going to be cutting at least 6 inches off the top there. But I'm not going to do, like I say, I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to cut a little at a time until it fits. If I have to take it out 5 or 6, I'd rather take it out a bunch of times than mess it up and have to replace it. So I think that will do the job, though, trimming that end of the carpet. Obviously this end's going to be trimmed, and this end I don't want to trim because it's got this nice vinyl edge stitched on it. Now on the original rug, this area, if you look back, was all open. So now it's not. And but even if this obviously has to go up that way, there's no question about it. So obviously the sides are going to have to be trimmed, you know, it's just no getting around it. This rear is pretty good, and I might, you know, only have to trim 1 inch off, but I'm going to have to, you know, cut it here and down so that, you know, the trim panels can go on and the vents work. And that's not going to cut it. But before I cut any of the sides, I want to get the carpet, like I say, fit. I ended up letting this carpet sit overnight in here, and it really kind of helped. But what I'm seeing now, okay, is I did some looking online and stuff, so I want that molded joint right basically there where it fits really good. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to cut the carpet up here. You can see where the channel, it goes up inside of that channel right there, the carpet. So I have to cut the carpet off even with the, maybe a little more so it fits in there tight and pushes down on it. I just don't want it to not. But in order, and this pucker goes away once I push the, remember how it was all puckered out there. It doesn't do that when I have it pushed up like that. So I'm going to trim around for the steering column and the accelerator so I can put that side, whatever I need to cut, so I can get the carpet all pushed up. And then I'll put tape down the length to the top of this, to the equivalent of the top of that on the carpet. And then I'll cut it off, and then I'll trim all this excess stuff off after the fact. Get the carpet so it's right lengthwise, you know, and then I'll worry about it widthwise. So I gotta get the other door open so I can get the, you know, because this is hanging out beyond the door jamb. But it's going in. It looks like it's gonna look good. And still a little baggy there, but I think that's because, you know, it's hitting there and it's all pushed, you know, it's kind of pushed back around that way. So we need to get it up that way. In order to do that, I gotta chop away a little bit here. So I'm gonna start trying to get this thing fitted in. And yeah, it's just too hard to video working on this. Why I'm doing it, I'm laying around in here moving around, and I tried and the camera tipped over a couple of times, and this camera's already got a mark on the lens. I'm sure you see it in the videos now and then from where it got bashed. But anyway, let me, you know, it shows up as a bright spot sometimes. Anyway, let me get to it here. Yeah, that's what's making the difference. Shoving it up in there has really made it fit good. It's a little puffed up here, but I think once all this is trimmed out, and I got a steamer too, so I can steam it a little bit if need be into shape. Actually, it's supposed to be warm out tomorrow. I don't know if I can back the car out without a seat in it, put it out in the sun with the top down, but I think we'll get it all in here. I think once the seat bolts are in, you know, the seat's in and the bolts are in, you know, I can push it down here. So once everything, you know, and the sill plates, and then I can, you know, before I put the seats in, I'll get underneath the car and poke something up through the carpet, through all the bolt holes, so I can chop it out around, you know, cut a hole for the bolt so it's scissors. But yeah, I think it's gonna, I only cut a little bit slits in it and stuff so I could shove it up in there further. I don't want to cut anything off until I really get it fit right, and it looks pretty good. So I might put some masking tape on that rug where I need to cut it and start getting it in. I just wanted to show, you know, once that's right at that bend in the where it's supposed to go, and that's really when it fits the best, where it fits the best, I should say. So let me trim and get this thing fitted in here. I just wanted to kind of show as I go. I have to say one thing, I don't think this carpet will stain. The only thing, I can't get masking tape to stick to it. I have a fabric pencil, it won't leave a mark. I tried this permanent marker for fabric, and all I got was one little, I tried to draw a line. I was trying here where you don't, you know, where I'm going to chop away. The only thing that I found worked was just old-fashioned chalkboard chalk. And so I kind of held this to where I could feel that ledge right there and drew the line right on that ledge. And I'm going to trim it off and see how it fits in the car. Hopefully that's not too much, but I mean, my God, from what it looked like, I needed to trim off back here before and that still could go forward a little bit. but I think I'd rather have it a little long than a little short. So I think we're just going to leave it right there, and I'm going to trim that off, try and get that tucked up in there, trim some of this a little bit. I'll get that side up in there before I trim any of the sides off. I'll get this up and all that up. But I think that's going to totally do the job. It's definitely fitting pretty nice right now. So now I'm getting pretty happy with it, and like I say, I think it's going to be a pretty durable stain resistant rug. I can't get anything at all to stick to it, so that's a good sign. That means hopefully nothing else, dirt and stuff won't stick. But after I get the carpet all in nicely, I'll give it a good vacuuming out. And you know, it's got stuff on it from packaging, from the cardboard, and from the backside jute, and you know, just typical manufacturing dirt. So we'll get it all spiffied up once it's all mounted in. That looks absolutely fantastic. I'm super happy with the way that's finishing out. So next I'm going to clean these side panels up, and I'm going to trim this carpet so it goes up in them a little bit, you know, so if it gets pulled, it doesn't pull out from under them. And I think that'll just, once this is trimmed and the side panels are on and all this is trimmed and the sill plates are on, that carpet's going to be nice. It's still a little puffy right there, but that's okay. I don't think that's going to really hurt anything. I think that'll work out over time. I find if I just pull it slightly to where these line up here, it actually fits there better. So I think once all the sill plates and, you know, all the seat bolts in here and there, and if you had bucket seats, there'd be 2 more bolts over here and here. Did I show? I don't look at my viewfinder a lot when I'm showing stuff, but yeah, anyway, and then there's seat belt bolts that go back here and over here. So I'll just get underneath, like I say, and poke through the carpet with a prod when I get ready to install them. Just take the scissors or razor blade or something, put a little slit or X in it, and then I can get it through. For the parking brake cable, I just had to put a little slice in the carpet for the cable there. I was going to for the speedometer cable, but I opted not to. I still got that piece of material to go up there as soon as I get those rivet things that are ordered. And when I get the connector, I'll hook up the speaker for the rear speaker. So let me clean up those panels, and we'll get the rest of the carpet trimmed out and hopefully finish it up today so I can get on those side panels, get this thing done. We're starting to get nice weather. I went out for a walk yesterday, walked over to where the Bel Air is, and I was within an inch. It was like 65 degrees out. I was within an inch of carrying the battery with me and taking the car for a ride, but it's still too early. We could still get a foot of snow, and you know, I'll wait until mid-April, and that's a ways to carry the battery. You know, those batteries are pretty heavy, and yeah, I could have driven over with the truck or the car, but then, you know, I'd had to leave it there somewhere, and it just easier if I want to take the car out, just walk over there and get it and go, and then put it back and walk home. It's not very far at all, but I didn't want to lug a battery around. So anyway, we'll get this finished up, and I'll do a little video of it once it's finished up. Yeah, as you can see, all the snow is gone. Little pile there left right there, and that's about it. All the neighbors, where I blew the snow over into the neighbor's yard, is all melted away, so he doesn't have to put up with the snow there all summer. And things are starting to come to life. I got little plants popping up. So yeah, crocus in bloom. Things are starting to grow. It's that time of year. Yeah, I'll do a little before shot of the nastiness of these panels. These are just plastic. There's some numbers if you're interested. And then I'll do a little video of after that little clip I think holds some wiring. And this is I believe this is the left-hand one. No, this is the right-hand one. This is the left-hand one. So let me get them cleaned up. I'll take them with some tire bleach and a brush in the laundry tub and give them a good scrubbing both sides. They cleaned up really, really nice. Cleaned both sides all and around. Getting all around in all those louvers was a little bit of work. I just had to take a soft brush with the Wesley's tire bleach and really get in there and scrub it. And basically that's how I cleaned the whole thing. I cleaned that paint off with some lacquer thinner. The overspray that was on the back side of them. So anyway, there we go. They're ready to install. There we go. It's installed. I'll wait and trim this stuff out here and here till I get the side panels done and go to put them in, just in case if something metal-wise shows, you know, there's these things here, and I don't want something to show that might supposed to have carpet over it. And it's got to settle, so if it doesn't settle within I'm just going to let it sit, but I can set something heavy on here if need be, you know, and just kind of like set something heavy here and over there to just kind of pull it down, you know, because it really looks nice and tightens up there when it does. So it just needs to settle in, and I'll have to put this piece on. I'll just loosen up a couple screws here so it can go under, see how it goes. Like there. Yeah, those side panels, yeah, I know there isn't any light. And it's a black panel, so it really doesn't show up, does it? But the top's down and all the lights are on in the garage. And show you the other from the other side. There we go. And it looks nice. Totally happy with it. Really, I took the wires for the radio speaker up under the dash just so it'd look a little nicer, but yeah, I think the new carpet made a vast improvement. I mean, it's identical to the old. This is in the same place, same style. It's got this stitch. The only difference is the original carpet ended about here with this stitched, and you know, with the joint is right where it needs to be. And the back seat carpet ended about here, so this metal panel was exposed the full length, which it no longer will be, so that'll help insulate the interior. But you can see, you know, what I mean by settling. So like I say, I'll let it sit a few days like that, you know, by the time I get the rest of the interior upholstery together, and it should be all good. But I'm going to run the top back up and call it a day here in a minute. All right, the next project I work on is going to be the trim panels there, and those other panels that go there. That's what's in line next. And yeah, and then when that chrome molding is on, you won't see any of this because that chrome covers all this that comes up and across. And this is where the latch mechanism is for the convertible top, and then obviously for the sun visors and everything. But yeah, I couldn't be happier with the way carpet came out in there. It looks really nice, and yeah, looking good. Well, I'm going to end the video here, so definitely if you liked the video, hit the like button and share the video. If you want to subscribe to my channel, see this interior finished up, hit that 348 engine icon there that pops up, and thank you for watching my videos.